Hi, welcome to Todd's Tips. I'm Todd Barsness, a full-time voiceover talent, and Todd's Tips is a feature of VO Marketing Pro. Now, if you'd like more information about VO Marketing Pro or anything else related to voiceover, just visit our Facebook page, website, or contact us via email. The links are located here.
Happy Friday. It's that time of week. It's the end of the week. We do our Todd's Tips, we do our numbers videos, and then we do our in-depth deep dive numbers for our private Facebook group. If you're interested in hearing about what we offer for that, get a hold of John Barsness at VO Marketing Pro. But we're so glad that you are here joining us for our number, whenever you're joining us for our Todd's Tips and numbers. We've been doing these for a couple of years now. We used to be up in our podcast studio, and then we moved down to our smaller studio here, so that's where we're coming to you today. Anyway, Dad's been in voiceover for 14 years. That's Todd Barsness, 14-year full-time voiceover veteran. The last 9 years, he's made over $100,000 in voiceover alone. The last 7 have been over $200,000 alone in voiceover. And the last 4 years have been over $300,000 alone in voiceover. I'm Hudson Barsness. I'm Todd's son. I've been in voiceover for 4 years. And last year I made $45,000 in voiceover. And this year I'm going for $80,000. And I just checked my numbers, and I'm already past $45,000 this year in voiceover alone. So it's August 2nd, $45,000.
So you've surpassed.
I've surpassed it already.
Congratulations.
Yep.
That's wonderful.
Anyway, the reason we give those numbers and stuff is because we're behind a camera where Dad's giving you tips about how he runs his business. Dad is not a voiceover coach. Dad's a voice actor. He doesn't do really any coaching. He doesn't do any paid coaching, that is, for sure. You've never done any demo productions, stuff like that. So all of this stuff is coming from a voice actor. So feel free to listen up. If you're new to this channel, that's why we tell you all those things. If you're not, thanks for going through all of that with us almost every single week. It can be kind of tiring, but we think it's important. So anyway, we'll get into Todd's Tips.
Todd's Tips, and we've been kind of a subheading for quite a long time now. I don't even know, probably a year and a half. Some do's and don'ts. So really they are Todd's Tips, but do's and don'ts. Today, and by the way, these do's and don'ts are based on my 7 building blocks of VO success. And I can go through those if you want me to, but you can look back, and I go through those a lot, and just about everything we talk about is built on those 7 building blocks of VO success. Today is building block number 3, business mindset. Business mindset. And so I have a do today. It is I do cold, hard cash facts. I do cold, hard cash facts for my business itself and for any kind of business coach I would hire if I did. You know, there's a lot of malarkey in the voiceover business these days. By malarkey, I mean meaningless, useless, nonsense talk. And just to be perfectly clear, the malarkey spewers don't look or sound like we might think of when we envision malarkians, I'll call them. These aren't fringe VO people. They are the VO industry elites, the leaders, the change makers, the innovators, the coaches, the conference leaders. These are the popular ones, the mainstreamers, part of the cool kids club in VO. But in my humble opinion, they're full of malarkey. Why? Because if you are running a business of any kind, you deal with hard, cold financial facts. You do, because you're in business. If you don't, you'll soon find yourself out of business. This is the reason every week, and Hudson just did it a few moments ago, every week Hudson and I give our VO-only income numbers out in public, in front of the camera. If I'm going to get in front of this camera and in front of this microphone, and Hudson is too, you need to know you can trust my VO-only income success. And in business, success is determined by profit gained. That's how it's determined.
Turning a profit,
yep.
Yeah.
There isn't a CEO of any company or even a leader of a nonprofit who would even imagine or think about going to their annual meeting and tell their board or their shareholders or stakeholders anything but the cold, hard cash facts. Yet we have people parading before us every single day, many of them, telling us to trust me and buy my course and attend my conference and subscribe and like. And we have no clue how successful they are. And by the way, giving percentages, fine, but that's not hard, cold cash facts. Because, for instance, if somebody says, I make 20% in direct email marketing, well, what's 20% of? What is it of? Is it $1,000? That's not bad. For a week, maybe? Is it for a month? I don't know. What if it's for a month? Well, that's $200. 20% of my income. Is it of $10,000? Now you're talking, that's pretty good. Is it $20,000? You're talking about a huge difference. Or kind of vague ambiguities, like, for instance, I make a lot on Fiverr, and I make, quite a bit on direct email marketing. Boy, if I were not coaching and doing this, I'd still be making six figures. Okay, so fine, somewhat helpful, but not good old hard, cold cash facts. So for me, as a businessman, I have to know if you're successful as a businessman or as a businesswoman. And so I do, for my business and for any coach that I would hire, I do cold, hard cash facts. And that's, again, building block number 3 of my 7 building blocks to VO success.
Yeah, and if you're around this channel a lot, we do our best to stand out, keep our eye out for the voice actor. We really do, because you and I are both voice actors. We're not coaches. We don't get paid to coach. Not at this point. And if we did, we would let you know how much each week we got paid for coaching and how much we would make in voiceover. We want to keep those separate so that you would know, that person doesn't just make a lot of money in coaching and not much in voiceover. He makes this much in voiceover and that much in coaching. Okay, great, wonderful.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the reason we do it, is because we want to be transparent. We're behind these cameras, and we think that's the most important thing. If you're going to listen to somebody, they need to prove that they're. I mean, you're not going to send your little league son to a coach who says, "Well, I did really well in sports." Well, then come to find out, he only played until he was in 8th grade. You're not going to do that. If you want your son to be really good at baseball, you're going to send him to the top coaches in your area, the ones that have the best credentials, because that's what you want. So anyway, it should stay the same for voiceover. So anyway, thanks for doing the Todd's Tips. Mm-hmm. If you liked that and thought that was interesting, we have a bunch of Todd's Tips in our Todd's Tip playlist on this channel, so feel free to check those out. They're right there for you. And we also do our numbers each week. We're going to do that next in our next video, so you can check out our numbers playlist, because we have numbers from the last couple of years, and you can see me as my goals have started to grow. I think I started out at like $500 a week when we started doing our videos, which I was about a year into voiceover. So you can check those out and see if you like those. You can watch my journey, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever it is. They're out there for you, and you can see Dad's.
And just so you know, if you tune in this week, Hudson did very well. I did very poorly, but we'll give you the exact numbers.
That's true,
to the cent,
because
of
that's
how much we make.
Because that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you later. Hope you had a good week. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. So take care and have a good weekend. Bye.
Thanks a lot for joining me for Todd's Tips. And if you'd like more information about VO Marketing Pro or anything else related to VO, the links are listed here.